Hi, I'm Glen Gilmore, and I'm very happy to welcome you to BizTalks, hosted by AT&T Business. And very excited to talk about Texas A&M University, RELLIS campus, and the Bush Combat Development Complex, which is home to a very unique partnership of collaboration. And this collaboration is providing a 5G standalone network that's being used at what is called the Innovation Proving Ground to try and demonstrate a number of use cases in all kinds of areas that are powered by 5G. And Mike Leff from AT&T, he had the great privilege of being there from the very beginning of this collaboration with RELLIS and AT&T. So, Mike, can you tell us how this collaboration between AT&T and RELLIS Campus came about?
Hi, Glenn, and thanks for having me. Sure. The Texas A&M University system has had a long-standing reputation of being a leader in cutting-edge research, technology development, and quality education. AT&T was the perfect partner to drive innovation and one of the most exciting technologies paving the way forward for 5G as an innovation platform. And I think both of us recognize it was a terrific opportunity to bring together government, industry, and academia.
What exactly does AT&T bring to this facility as part of its partnership?
I think when most people think about 5G, their first go-to is high speed, lightning fast speed, and incredibly low latency. But I think it's much more than faster data flows, right? It's the capacity to carry massive numbers of smart connections simultaneously. And I think with the advent of 5G and all the capabilities that it brings, we're moving into an era of what I would characterize as hyperconnectivity, leveraging these high speeds and capacity and low latency. And I think it's an area of connectivity like we haven't conceived of before and has huge potential benefits for consumers, businesses, and governments. And as I said earlier, it really provides an incredible opportunity to bring together the private and public sectors within academia to test 5G technologies at scale. Private 5G network is important, particularly when you're in an environment like a campus, which is a perfect fit for Texas A&M, where they're able to have a high-speed, low-latency network with a focus on keeping confidential and proprietary data within their testbed and sandbox. And so the 5G network that we provide not only has that capability, to provide that confidentiality, privacy, and security. But there's also an opportunity leveraging multi-access edge compute where we can selectively, depending on who the client is and what data is traversing the networks, selectively choose which part of that traffic makes sense to push out to the cloud and to the edge versus what traffic they want to keep on the network.
And speed is also an aspect that is important. The ability to have this incredible capacity obviously is important. But one of the things that I heard quite often while I was visiting the campus is they said that the 5G gives the university an ability to test in real time, near real time, and monitor a test so that if there needs to be adjustments, the adjustments can take place in near real time. They don't have to wait for the test to be over for them to see what's happening during the test. So it sounded to me as if that speed coupled with the capacity, and by way of capacity, they demonstrated, for example, that they have a autonomous vehicle testing course. And they said, not only do we look at how the vehicle is moving and what the vehicle is doing, but we also take into consideration all the effects of what's happening in terms of visibility of fog, of humidity. So they're bringing in a lot of new data points. And I guess, Mike, this is another aspect of the 5G that it allows tests to become much deeper and have that real-time aspect to monitor and make adjustments when that's taking place.
Yeah, completely agree, Glenn. And we talked earlier about 5G's high speed and low latency connectivity and how that can deliver, to your point, real-time networking capabilities. But when you have networks this fast, you can push a lot of capabilities into the edge of the network. And I think it begs the next question, which is think about what that means and what the implication is, having this real-time networking capability at the edge around cyber threats and vulnerabilities. And I think the way in which AT&T has participated in the standards and a lot of the design, engineering, and architecture around 5G is really a purpose-built network focused on security first. It's built into the network. And you had brought up the innovation proving ground, and I think right, there's a lot of, I think, opportunity there as well with respect to how we're thinking about leveraging that facility with the Bush Combat Development Complex around driving military innovation.
And it was interesting, Mike, because while I was at RELLIS campus, I had the opportunity to actually drive in a vehicle on the autonomous course and get a sense of that really what they're talking about is a whole host of training opportunities and testing opportunities that aren't simply related to defense, but also have much carryover into smart cities, into supply chain. So one of the themes that I saw from visiting RELLIS campus and the collaboration with AT&T is that this is about many verticals. This is about many innovations that have commercial as well as military applications, which makes it really particularly exciting.
It really does. And I'll give you a great example of where I think there's interplay between civilian applications and military applications. You look at all the work that's being done with smart cities and how they better instrument those cities, make those cities more intelligent, and make them interconnected. There's a really good application for smart city if you were to do a lift and shift over to military bases, where we're now working in partnership with DoD and other players looking at smart bases, smart military installations, because the similarities, to your point, allow a lot of things to be done similar to the civilian applications on the military side. AT&T's 5G network design doubles down on security protections and delivers a network-based approach to end-to-end cybersecurity protection. And I think that's a great opportunity as Texas A&M RELLIS takes their cyber programs forward, is to look at how cybersecurity protections can be built in and how we can ultimately marry that with a more intelligent network. And I think you're starting to see that, right? Cybersecurity and the network are becoming less and less distinguishable as we see them converge at the edge. And I would say that 5G is the first time that security is built into the standards from the ground up. Very different than prior G networks. Also, what I would look at the innovation in network design as we start to see networks being driven more towards software-defined networks with the ability to virtualize network functions. And you pair that with a secure mobile edge capability and the advancements that we're seeing at with the standards with 3GPP, I think you're going to see all these begin to converge and intersect to create a very highly secure and resilient 5G network. And I think you're going to see that's what we do, and we have a more agile and layered security as we transitioned from a centralized core and radio access network to one that's more distributed and virtual. Simply put, I think 5G is going to enable the most secure wireless network infrastructure deployed to date. And I think there's a lot of best practices in terms of how we look at everything around cybersecurity connected to the supply chain, coupled with the standards, as well as the actual design and engineering of the network.
Mike, I'm thrilled that I had a chance to talk with you, one of the innovators at Texas A&M, with, of course, AT&T Business, making that collaboration a reality. And I certainly hope that I have a chance to return to Texas A&M RELLIS campus and the Bush Combat Development Complex in the near future to see some of the additional innovations that they're working on, because clearly this AT&T collaboration with 5G standalone is bringing a lot of innovations that will improve the quality of life for all of us. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks for watching. For more videos from AT&T Business, click subscribe.